Ooh, I like this. Come on, this is so good. Oh my god. Whoa. Hey guys, welcome or welcome back to another video. It's Jada and I am doing a monologue reaction video. A couple of disclaimers right off the bat because we've always got those commenters in there. I am not claiming to know everything about the acting industry. I'm not claiming to know if these tapes slash feedback that I give is going to book you a role. I'm not claiming any of this stuff. Everyone who submitted stuff voluntarily submitted stuff. I went to a high school for the performing arts, studied in musical theater, graduated and moved to New York City, auditioned for Broadway, came back home for COVID, went to LA, and now I'm doing film and TV. So everything that I know is based off of my experience, off of the training that I've taken, the classes that I've taken, so yeah. And I'm on my own personal journey too, but sometimes it's good to hear quote unquote feedback advice from people who are like one step ahead of you instead of like Jennifer Lawrence, you know? So with that being said, I'm going to sit here today and review your guys' monologues slash scenes. I don't really know what I got, but we're gonna go through hopefully as many as we can because there was a lot that was sent in. The first monologue I'm watching is sent from Elena, so let's go Elena. Also, there are like people screaming at my pool. It's a hot day in LA, so ignore that.
Hi, I'm Julie, 15, watching some lymphoma. It's been an okay week, I guess. I've been sleeping better, more energy. I don't feel as sluggish as I used to. So far, everyone seems pleased with my results. But it's hard, you know? My friends are at school, they have parties on weekends. I can't help but feel I'm missing out. I should be grateful. I know that. It's just, it's hard. That's all. It's hard.
Okay, before I get into this, I'm pretty sure Elena actually sent me a note. Let me double check that this was her. She said, I'm looking at the camera because in the scene she's filming herself. Okay, so I was about to comment on that because if you're filming self-tapes, typically you are not supposed to look directly in the camera. You're supposed to look off to the side, like about like here-ish to give your scene. Like you're not supposed to look here. But great job, first tape out of the way. Yeah, a couple of notes. So you're talking about cancer. That's something that is a serious topic. If you haven't experienced something like that in your life before, it is going to be very difficult to try and get those same emotions for something as like serious as cancer, you know what I'm saying? So best thing that I can say is that try and relate something to your life that is as serious or as close to as serious as that. To me, this monologue felt like it just stayed kind of in one place. I think I got where you were trying to go with it as far as like the monotone, not really feeling like excited about life anymore, but I feel like there are some areas in this where you could give it maybe some humor, maybe a little bit of like more depressed, more like reserved, because I feel like it just kind of stayed in this monotone, like I don't care about life is dreary. I feel like even though for the scene, because you said that was supposed to like be in the camera, you don't really have to do that, I don't think, because right now I'm getting kind of confused, and if I was like a casting director looking at this, I'd be like, why is she looking at the camera? Unless casting like specifies to look at the camera or like to have that eye line, don't do it. Another quick note about your audio is that it's really, really low. Like my laptop is on its highest, and right now the audio is super low. So I would either suggest talking a little bit louder, even though this character might be a little bit more reserved, just to get the voice out, because a lot of words got kind of cut out, they dropped off at the end. I don't really know what you're saying. I want to see in your eyes how bad you feel that you're not able to be a part of this world that your normal friends are. Like you really have to put yourself in a place that makes you feel ostracized. Like no one else gets what you're going through. And right now I just kind of see this like, well, I guess I'm bored. Like I guess, you know, life could be better, but there's so many other things that you're feeling that I feel like you can convey through your eyes, through, you know, some more, well, it's kind of close shot, but like maybe like your body, like you're just more reserved, but like thinking about what life would be like better. I want to see more of like an inner monologue on your face as far as like what's going on up here, as opposed to just like delivering lines, because I feel like a lot of it is like pause and then give my line, pause and then give my line, you know? As a challenge, you could even try and do this scene in like a humorous way, as far as like more like dark humor, I guess, and twist it on its head. Like it's been an okay week, I guess. I've been sleeping better. Like you could have more of a dark tone. Like you don't really have to play this sad character if that's not what you want to do. But try and challenge yourself, see if you can do it different ways. But I really liked it. Great job, Elena. And on to the next tape. The next tape is from Naomi, and supposedly she wrote this, so very excited to see, and let's go.
No, listen, you do not understand. I tried to be everything for her. Whenever she called, it took me seconds to get there. The saddest part is, I lost my parents. I lost everything. I came out of the closet for her. She still broke up with me. She still broke up with me. So don't give me that crap.
Oh, yay! Oh my gosh, I love seeing things that people write come to life. That's just such a beautiful thing. Like, you're able to write your own stuff, put your own emotions into it, because maybe you experienced that. I have no idea, but you killed it. That's amazing. First thing, it's shot perfectly, like great background, all that stuff. Framing is perfect. The one thing that I will say is that your eye line is too much to the side. Like, I want to see more of your eyes. Even though you have great big eyes, it's like when you turn to the side too much, your eyes are like here, whereas like be right here, because like that loses a bit of your face, it loses a bit of your expressions when I'm not able to fully see you directly. Number two, I definitely don't want to critique something that you wrote because that's how you feel like you can convey it, but I feel like for something as serious as like, you know, you're talking about someone that has hurt you, like someone that broke up with you, you know, and I feel like the way I would play it, again, acting is so subjective, so take this however you want to, but for me, if I were to receive this monologue, I would internalize how I would feel like that initial shock. I don't know how long it's been since said person has broke up with you. Like, I don't know any of that stuff. That's something that you have to make up for yourself. But when it comes to like the shock factor of it, like I remember like going through a breakup in high school, and like the shock factor of it, you almost like feel paralyzed. Like you don't want to really move. And I feel like there was a lot of unnecessary hand movements. It's the same repetitive thing over and over. And as actors, we have to be very, very aware of our tendencies. You start to pick them up after you start acting for a while, but it's like you notice if you start to do something a lot. Like I feel like I have this one thing that I do in self-tapes a lot. Oh shoot, I can't think of it right now, but it's like things, it's like habits that you start to pick up and you start doing over and over and over again, and it starts becoming like too apparent, and sometimes you don't even notice that you do it. So for me, I think it's your hand movements. Yeah, like it's like this thing, and then I think you did this twice. Yeah, when you're saying like you lost your parents, you don't have to have your hand there, you know? Like you're talking to someone, you want to get to them with your eyes, not with your hands. But again, that might be how you communicate, so completely take this how you want. The tears were great. Come on, she's a crier. She's a crier, she's a track star. No, the tears were beautiful. I just think that when you are crying, it is so much better sometimes to almost feel like you're fighting back the tears. Like when you are doing a crying scene, something that's super emotional, your goal usually it's not to cry. Like you're not trying to show your weakness. You're not trying to show yourself crying because you want to seem strong. Like that's what we usually do as humans. So if I'm going through a breakup, it's almost like you're fighting back the tears. You don't want someone to break down your walls and see you cry. And I feel like to me, the tears came out too easy. Like it was almost like, oh, cute, tear fall, you know, great, by the way, that you can cry on cue. That's amazing. But I feel like when you hold back the tears and give that some sort of like grit behind it, that's when the tears can fall out naturally, and almost like, I don't want that to fall, I don't want that to fall, oh shoot, it fell, like I'm showing my cards, you know, as opposed to like, I'm crying because this is so sad, you know, like let it build somewhere. But other than that, this was sick. I love when people write their own stuff. It's so cool. I'm gonna butcher these names, but we're gonna go with Shamar, because he was the only boy that submitted something. Come on, boys. Where are y'all hiding? Oh, Euphoria. It's very long, but I probably will not do the whole thing. Before I even start, if it says Euphoria, I already know it's gonna be a Euphoria monologue. So, like I said, let's try to stay away from things that are overly done, things that just came out, things that are huge. I know that this is like my monologue reaction video, so you can literally do whatever you want, but usually someone is always going to compare your performance to whatever that was already done, and if it doesn't live up, it's like, oh, that kind of sucked, you know? Not that your performance is going to suck, but I just want to say, like, try and do things that people don't really know. Let's go.
Oh, okay. I see what the fuck is going on here. Well, first things first. Elliot here is a fucking addict, so if he tells you anything fucking different, he's a liar and a fucking snake. Fuck you. This doesn't fucking concern you, Jules. No, the fuck it doesn't. How? You're a fucking rat. Yeah, so you're gonna go tell my fucking mom? Why the fuck would you say anything? You're fucking dead to me. Oh, I mean every fucking word. You're dead to me, Jules. You and me, we're done. There's nothing fucking there anymore. Nothing fucking there. You know, I have a lot of things to regret in this world, but I gotta tell you, Jules, meeting you has got to be at the top of my fucking list.
I'm gonna stop right here because this is long, but I love this monologue slash scene so much. Like, watching this for the first time with my boyfriend, we were like, oh shit, like no one could speak. Like, we were just sitting there in awe, and we were like, when is this gonna end? Because it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse and worse. Come on, I love the passion, I love the anger, the grit. It's absolutely amazing. It's coming through the screen so well. You're very, very connected. I will just say that at the very beginning, yes, this would be perfect if you were literally in the feature film, if you got the role, whatever you're doing it. Before a self-tape, if it's self-tape format, like audition format, too much time at the beginning. So that's something that you slice off, because like you don't start talking until second 18, and it's like that's 18 seconds of me sitting there being like, well, when is he gonna start? Is he gonna talk soon? Like, you know, but I will say I do like what you did at the beginning. Like, even though it was silent and shouldn't quote unquote be there for a self-tape, I like how you looked around, you addressed the room, because if we know in the scene, like, who else is there? Like, Elliot is there, the mom is there, but there's more than one person there essentially, and you're looking at everyone like, ah, man, here we go, we're about to get into something. And then when you're on Jules, and I love that. So that's amazing. Oh my gosh, I'm chills. The framing is perfect for a lot of it. Like, you're in this middle section, that's great. And then when you're kind of attacking Jules, be careful and be aware of coming too close to the camera, because you can get cut out of the frame when you like buck at her. And I will say that you stayed pretty true to like the original. Like, I can tell that, you know, you studied the actual piece itself and really took what you saw from Zendaya when she was giving this performance, and it comes through. It really shows that you worked on it and took the time to analyze it. But I want to see, again, like, if you want to do this for yourself and like try this again, definitely try and see what resonates for you. If you're learning it straight from the scene like that you watched on TV, you're doing exactly what that actor did, and you're not really diving into what hits for you, because this scene could be completely different if you did it a different way. Like, what if you were breaking down at your last breaking point and you were like, you know what, Jules, I can't talk to you. And that's the beauty of acting. You can do everything so many different ways. So I would just say, like, try and do this differently. Like, see what resonates for you. What has made you so angry at someone, maybe in a relationship way, maybe in a friendship way, whatever, that can really get there for you. Because maybe you won't react with anger. Maybe you might react with silence. Like, maybe you hold silence a little bit more. Maybe you talk so fast because you can't even deal with the fact that this is happening to you. Other than that, so great. I loved it. This was phenomenal. And let me start by saying everyone's like self-tape format has gotten so much better over time. So like, I know a lot of you guys have watched my other monologue videos and really have taken in like the cropping of things, because like sometimes I had videos that were like completely off cropped, like a person was nowhere to be found, or sometimes people this close to the camera. So definitely you guys are taking in all of the stuff, because I can see y'all have really good lighting setups. Like, no one's really had like anything bad. Next, I don't want to butcher your name, but we're going with Ranja. I think a lot of you guys aren't even from America, so this is amazing. I'm Mrs. International, Mrs. Worldwide. Like, everyone's here. I love that. Ooh, that's gay.
I had to know. And so I touched her. and I felt nothing. And it spread everywhere in me, this nothing, until I couldn't feel anything anymore. I was this dark and empty black hole. And I tried to fill it back up. I tried to fill me back up. And so I called Trish, and she came right away, and I felt nothing. And I tried to mourn in the wake, and I felt nothing. And so I drank and I drank, and nothing worked. Ever since I touched her skin, Shelly, I couldn't feel anything anymore.
Come on, this is so good. I love the intention behind everything that you're doing. Like, I can see that you've really worked on this piece and it's coming through, girl. The one thing that I will say, well, let's just go with the basic stuff, the cropping. I want to see more of like your body. I feel like right now it's really like here. There's too much space on the top of your head and not enough of you. So just tilt the camera down just a little bit. I feel like a lot of your body movements and things would convey better if the camera was just in the right spot, but that comes around with playing with the camera and seeing like what works and what crop works best for you. I feel like the one question that you have to specifically ask yourself for this scene, because it talks about nothing, and I feel like if you don't know what nothing is for you, no one else is gonna know. So it's like you're talking about nothing. What is nothing to you? Like, what does this feel like to this character? You're talking about how it's spread around you, how it's consumed you, how it's making you feel literally nothing anymore, you know? And I feel like the more, like, this is just being so nitpicky, but the more that you specify what that means for you, you can have a completely different performance. You can have some things that really elevate your performance when you really break that step down.
And I felt nothing, and so
Yeah, because I feel like sometimes when you're saying nothing, it's like, and I felt nothing, and next, and you're going to the next sentence, but it's like, did you really let that hit for you? Do you know why you said nothing in this sentence versus when you said nothing in the earlier sentence? Yeah, so it's like, I drank, and nothing worked. Like, is that like an anger nothing? Is that like a I feel nothingness? Is that nothing's working anymore? I feel nothing. Like, is this a joke to you? I feel nothing, dude. Like, you can do it so many different ways. And I feel like that's with every monologue that I'm gonna watch and critique ever. I love how you did it. And again, I love to see y'all international people sliding in with your self-tapes because you guys are killing it. Like, I feel like I get so many DMs or like comments on TikTok or whatever being like, I'm international, I don't know how to start acting. Like, you guys are doing so great, like with what you guys have and wherever you come from. Like, just use whatever you've got because you guys are killing it already. Next monologue, we're gonna go with Samke. Please tell me I'm pronouncing this right. Samke? Beautiful name though.
When you use the toilet bowl, do you miss on purpose? Because every time I go into the bathroom lately, I find piss all over the bathroom floor in drips and drabs. I am constantly cleaning up your pee-pee puddles. So you can imagine why I'm asking you this question. Because if you were cleaning up my pee-pee puddles, you would probably fly off the handles mad at me. So do me a favor, please. Aim better. How hard can it be to aim right at the toilet? What, sometimes it flies in different directions? Well, if that's the case, then why do you leave it up to me to clean it up? Why are you so lazy? I just cannot believe you would allow piss all over our bathroom floor. A tiny drip is incomprehensible, let alone 2-inch circular puddles. And if you haven't realized this, urine tends to smell, especially after it dries because it lingers.
This is such a fun monologue to do. Like, you're talking about someone who's peeing, which is hilarious to me. Again, I don't know if this is from a TV show, if it's from a movie, whatever, but I want to know who you're talking to. You could be talking to your dog, which would make it comedic. You could be talking to your boyfriend who you're like super, super upset at, but it's like, this is the one thing that sent you over the edge. There are so many other problems in your relationship, but like the pee-pee puddles, that is what messed it up for you. So like, I don't know who you're talking to, but again, when you get monologues and scenes offline, you can kind of do whatever you want with them. There is no limit to what you can do with it. Try it both ways. Try one with like a dog where you're like, dude, I can't stand your pee-pee puddles, blah, 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 blah. And then like you realize it's a dog, you know, that's more funny versus like, why is it so hard for you to do what you're supposed to do? You know, like you can be more passive aggressive, like, hello, I'm not trying to yell at you, but I'm about to yell at you because you're making me really mad and this is the last thing that's driving me over the edge, blah, blah, blah. Just different emotions can come out of this is what I'm saying. When you're mad at someone, we don't go in cadences. And I feel like we have to realize that when we're starting to work on monologues, but This is for monologue specifically, but it becomes even more difficult and more intricate to work on if you're doing scenes because you're bouncing off of another person. Granted, a monologue, you're talking to yourself. You're talking to someone, but you're only bouncing off of yourself. So you have to bounce almost off of your own sentences. And I feel like there are some moments in here where it's just like line. We don't talk in like a pattern in real human life. Like, we talk the way that it comes out, and we cut ourselves off, and we do things like that. So let me find an example, because I'm just rambling.
How hard can it be to aim at the toilet? What? Sometimes it flies in different...
Yeah, like something like that. Like, what? Sometimes it flies in a different direction. What was the line? I feel like there's too long of a pause after what? How hard is it to aim at the toilet? What? Blah, 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 blah? Like, that doesn't seem right. Like, you're almost so mad that you're cutting yourself off and you're not letting him answer. So it's, how hard can it be to aim at the toilet? What? It flies in a different direction? Like, you're almost like answering yourself as opposed to like taking that break. I don't know if I did that exactly how I wanted to, but you kind of get the point. Like, just play with your cadences, because in a monologue, you are talking to yourself, but you are still talking to somebody else. Like, make it to where it's like, oh, this person could speak here, but I'm not gonna let them speak. I'm gonna run over them. Also, girl, you got beautiful skin. Your skin is popping. It also depends on what kind of piece this is, but again, when you get things offline, you can do whatever you want with it. So if this is a comedy, you can really overplay this and make it huge. Why am I doing this? Blah, blah, blah. But if it's more of a drama, and again, the whole like mad at your boyfriend situation, like you're mad at other things maybe, and not necessarily about the pee, but like that pissed you off, more reserved like this, then why do you leave it up to me to clean it up? Like, almost go crazy, girl, if you want to, you know? Like, again, I'm giving all the things that I feel like I would try to do in a scene, which may not be how you bring things to the table, but again, beauty of acting, you can do whatever you want. Next, we've got Courtney. Let's go, Courtney. Ooh, she's a professional camera.
What can I get you?
Whiskey. The bottle.
Can't sell you the bottle.
I walk. Want to take it with me.
Sure as hell can't sell it to go. You okay?
My sister's dead. I just found out. He killed her, and she's dead, and...
You got money?
No. Not really. I got nothing. Not anymore.
You didn't get it here.
I'm going to kill him. The guy that did it. And anybody else that helped.
That's how we do it down here.
Whoa, that was so good, Courtney. I'm obsessed. Like, that is professional quality. That is something that you send it to casting directors. It seems like with this quality, you probably have agent, manager. I don't know if I'm assuming, but like, you got it down. Let's nitpick. I don't even know. At this point, I'm just reacting. I have no feedback right now. Let's try and give something. Let's see.
He killed her, and she's dead, and...
Got money?
Okay, that part, that sounds like that was written as a line. Like, you don't want to sound like you're waiting for your scene partner to cut back in, because it's like, you know that she's supposed to cut in. Don't ever make it look like she's about to cut in, or your scene partner's about to cut in. Just keep going as if you're about to keep saying more things.
And she's dead, and...
Got money?
See, she's dead, and you got money. Granted, maybe your scene partner should have cut in a little bit earlier, but you just want to make sure that that flows as if, you know, this is a normal conversation. Again, humans, we cut off people, we interject our ideas halfway through a sentence, whatever. I love this background, by the way. What is it? Like a dark gray? It's giving that darkness that we love in like a drama. Next tape is Eden.
You know, a lot can be said in 60 seconds, depending not on how fast you're speaking, but on how you feel when you're speaking. A person who is angry will speak very quickly. A person who is processing information will speak very slowly. I, for one, am cocky, breaking down my sentences so that people like you can follow and understand. I for one am surprised that you gave me 60 seconds to testify before you shoot a bullet in my head. Well, It's a long story, and I'm willing to tell it. But I'm sorry, 60 seconds just will not suffice.
Ooh, I like this. I like this cut a lot, and you did it really well. You're talking to someone that's about to kill you, I think. Yeah, someone's... Number one, I don't know where your eye line is supposed to be. There might be like two guys that you're looking at. But you're almost like the smart, cocky character. Like, you know, the character that's like, won't shut up, but will know how to like get out of not being killed, you know? Like, that's kind of what you're giving right now, and I really like that energy because it's like smart, badass, like, I'm not afraid of you, energy, rawr. If that is what this monologue is supposed to be, I feel like don't look as scared. I feel like you could really play it confident, like, because you're talking about how your character is cocky. Be more cocky, be more confident in what you're saying. A lot can happen in 60 seconds. Almost like confuse them. It's like, why are you not scared? Like, we're about to kill you.
But on how you feel.
But I do see that confidence came out of you when you're like, how you feel, and have more of that cockiness, because you do say that you are cocky. But also, I don't know, you could have been playing like the nervous character at first, but then you just like come into yourself and you're like, I'm actually not scared at all. I just think that this was a perfect cut. Like, it was exactly like a minute. It was a minute and 3 seconds, but it was like the perfect cut for you. Like, it feels like I got a beginning, middle, and end, and like a cliffhanger that like got me excited for like what could be next. So you're looking directly at the camera for a lot of it. I don't know if this is something where you're talking to a webcam. Like, I have no idea, but I'm assuming that you're talking to like enemies, like 2 enemies. Yeah, because you're saying people like you. If you have multiple eye lines, put the first person here, and then the other person can either go here on the other side of the lens, or if the first person is here, the second person is there. Like, they can tell that you're talking to 2 people if you go like this. But yeah, this is great, Eden. I love the little sassy snarkiness of this one. Next, we have Chanel. Chanel sent 2, but I'm just gonna pick this one.
Hey. Hey. Eat those. Go on, eat. But you gotta promise me something. We gotta say something straight about that too. You gotta stop with that bullshit, girl. There ain't no God up in here, can't you see that? This about the last motherfucking place God gonna be checking his messages. If he was, he'd come down here by now and make you shut the fuck up.
Oh my gosh, I love this. This is cute. It's quick to the point. I will say your reader, if this was a longer scene and your reader had to keep going, I completely did not hear that line. So make sure that whenever you have a reader, if you can't get someone in person, if they're on Zoom or whatever, that their audio is clear, that they're not too close to the mic, that it doesn't like feedback on you. Like, you just want to hear their lines really clearly.
You gotta stop with that bullshit, girl. There ain't no God up in here, can't you see that?
It seems like you didn't get as sassy as I know you can, girl. Like, this is something where you're being super, super sassy. Like, it seems like you're almost holding back, and I don't want you to hold back. Like, really ask is like, there no God up in here? Like, really, like, get off on this person. It seems like you're really, like, trying to get up in this person's face.
We gotta say something straight about that too.
We gotta say something straight about that too. Like, you're almost like taking yourself aback.
We gotta say something straight about that too. Stop with that bullshit, girl.
Maybe that could be comedy. Like, maybe you say it like that. Yeah, we gotta say something straight about that too. Stop that bullshit, girl. Really, like, play with your voice. Like, how would you actually say that in real life?
There ain't no God up in here, can't you see that?
There ain't no God up in here, can't you see that? Like, it feels really forced. If this was a comedy, you're really playing this up. There ain't no God up in here, can't you see that? Can't you see that? Like, maybe you stand back, but like, would you do this in real life? Like, the movements that we do sometimes, like, we think is acting, but it's not. Like, it doesn't come off as natural when you actually play back and watch it again.
If he was, he'd come down here by now and make you shut the fuck up.
So yeah, that was that sass at the end. If he was, he would come down here right now and make you shut the fuck up. Like, that seems like that's the energy that you need to be giving for all of the other ones too. And I feel like you know what I'm talking about. So definitely just like play with that a little bit more. But I like this. This was fun. Just bring the sass. Bring it all next time. The next tape we have is Lanice.
They have the new kids take our photos because they don't take us seriously. That's the problem the whole world makes. They never take the girls seriously. So it's like this. When you're 17, and when you're a girl, they have the whole world tell you how to wear your body. Your mom says, change your dress, cause too fast, too short, too shiny. The school says, cover your shoulders, cover your legs, because they can't tell boys to keep it in their pants. And boys, they're the worst. They only like you if it look impossible. So you have all these people telling you how to wear your body, and whatever you like is the wrong slutty thing to do. And then you have Spirit Squad.
Okay, fun. This seems like a school type teen monologue which fits your look perfectly. I'm sorry, this opening sends me because you're just like like that steak face was amazing.
They don't take us seriously.
I feel like when you start that, like it's almost like you gave all that energy in those first 3 seconds and it dropped by your first sentence. Give us that same energy coming into it. Like almost like act like you're talking to your friends. They have the new kids taking our photos because blah 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 blah.
That's the problem the whole world makes.
And then you have an idea in your brain. That's the whole problem that the whole world makes. Blah, 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 blah. This is what happens. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, yeah, and this, and this. Like, how would you actually talk about something that you were passionate about in that way? And you might be passionate about this topic, too.
They never take the girl seriously.
Like, they never take the girl seriously. Like, I know that you know what that feels like. We all know what that feels like. So it's like, have that sentence have some weight. They never take the girl seriously. Like ever. Sometimes if you have some lines where like you want to see how you might want to say it, try it 5 different times. Say it like 5 different times, 5 different ways. They never take the girl seriously. They never take the girl seriously. They never take the girl seriously. Like, try it as many different ways as possible, and then, like, find what sticks for you. Find which one actually makes you feel like, that's how I would probably say it. That's how you're able to bring yourself into a character, is when you can kind of, like, mesh those two worlds together and really, like, embody the character, if that makes any sense. But, love this. Love the school monologue, for sure.
Then you have Spirit Squad.
And this will that end, like, say this is the where you end the monologue, and then you have Spirit Squad. Like, leave that on like a high note, you know, or not a high note, but like a bang, because that's your last sentence of this entire thing. So and it's kind of a joke at the end because it's like you just went through boys and then now you're gonna talk about Spirit Squad, period, and then it gets cut off. So leave that last sentence with more energy, but other than that, loved it. And the last scene for this video is Hope. Hope is submitted many, many times over the course of my monologue videos, so I'm so happy that she's back. Oh my gosh, she looks radiant. Like, hello? Like, everyone has leveled up these self-tapes, I'm telling you. But let's go, Hope. Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow. You understand. Oh, you don't. No, you don't understand. You think that because you have a PhD frame certificate on your wall that you know what I'm feeling and going through. That is a load of bullshit. You've probably actually never actually cared a day about anyone in your life. Well, I do. I care. I care too much. And I'm literally going crazy. Like, every time I see a woman, she even slightly resembles my mom, I swear that she is going to turn around and it's going to be her here now smiling at me. Yeah. Oh, it never is. Yeah, I wake up in the middle of the night, drenched in sweat. Yesterday, I put my fist through the window. Oh, shattered to pieces. My mom is dead. No. Oh, I can't cry. I don't accept that. What? But would you, everyone just wants me to accept. No, accept that she's gone. I can't do that. And I won't. Oh yeah, but you understand.
Oh my god. Hope, I'm sobbing. Dude, you have grown so much. Holy shit. This blew me out of my mind. I am mind blown. I am so proud of you. I'm talking to you like you're sitting right here in front of this camera. This is ridiculous. Talk about a reaction. Oh my gosh. Girl, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about really having something like ping with you. I don't even care if this isn't something that Hope like personally related to in real life, but you could tell that she was feeling everything that she was feeling. She went to talking about the fear of seeing her mother, like if a woman turns around, that might be her, to like, oh my gosh, I can't even accept that I miss her, and like holding back the tears and making sure that because she could easily have cried this entire scene and been like, oh my gosh, now I miss her. Like, I can't accept that she's gone. Like, it could have been too much. You see what I'm saying? But this was the perfect amount of, like, loss for words. You stuttered in the right places. Like, this is something that I could have looked at on a TV screen and been like, whoa, I believe that. Like, how believable is something like that? And if you believe something, the audience will too. That's all I learned in my intensive that I took, like, back in October, is when you really truly believe something about your acting, so will other people. Like, it will come across the screen. If you do something that you're like, well, I guess I kind of resonate with it, find a way to make it resonate with you. Even if you replace something in your brain for something that matches more with the scenario, whatever. But like, dude, this was sick. I feel like that's just a mic drop. I don't have anything to say, dude. I mean, like, you could completely go to any acting teacher and be like, oh, how can I work on this? And like, I could really nitpick this apart if you want me to, but I'm like, that's another thing that I learned. If it's not broken, don't fix it. And right now, like, I mean, I could go back in this and maybe find like 2 or 3 things where it's like, oh, try this. But like, I don't got the time for that. This video is already too damn long. This is a great way to end off this video, but yes, thank you guys so much for watching this monologue reaction video. If you guys want me to do one in the future, and hopefully it doesn't take 10 months from now, I definitely will. Just leave a comment down below, and I hope to do them at some point. But I love you guys so much. Take care, and I will see you guys in next week's video. Bye!